It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
It's Dumbass of the Day, brought to you by Peterson's U-Cart. Still have that big summer sale going on. Save 10% on walk-on bark, garden soil, compost, and topsoil now until September 30th. That's Peterson U-Cart in A-Town.
How pathetic can some people be?
They're weird out in L.A., man. I read a thing in the paper. They said they were going to try to outlaw. This pissed me off. They're going to try to outlaw the big screen, real-life handgun shooting video games because they say that that's what's wrong with the youth of America today. They're learning how to accurately shoot guns with video games. It's not a parenting problem. Oh, no. It's a video problem. They figured it out. Congratulations. Doesn't that piss you off when they have a genuine problem? You try to tack a solution to it that has nothing to do with the problem. It's a parenting problem, you know? I got a great idea. Don't outlaw those machines. Give them to the state troopers of California because they're some of the worst shots I've ever seen in my life. I saw a shootout once live on TV that went on for so long, eventually the criminal got frustrated and just shot himself. And the cops are on TV whining about it, too. They're like, he's got on body armor, he's got on body armor. I'm watching it live on CNN going, I can see his head.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOC.
I can see his head. How come the cops never shoot in the head?
I don't know, because I was reading a story out of Houston where they
Probably tell you they're trained to shoot in a certain area or something.
unloaded 24 rounds into a guy.
Oh, no.
Well, a lot of the cops.
How did these
A lot of the cops were fired because of it.
How do these things keep happening? I don't have a story like that, but I do have one of them. And I feel bad because I feel like everybody's picking on the cops right now, but this woman is a dumbass. She's 7-year vet in San Clemente down in Orange County. She's been on the force for 7 years. Officer Cortez. She's 41 years old.
San Clemente, home to the movie.
Go ahead.
Starred
Oh, you don't know.
Corey Haim. No, I know the movie.
Lost Boys?
No, Corey Haim, Winona Ryder.
I don't know if I saw this one.
And
You can't think of the name. That's why you're doing this.
No, I know the name of the movie. I want you to get there. It was a great movie.
Why are you talking?
It was a great movie.
You're doing a Jeremy. You know what had that guy Corey Haim and Winona Ryder? I don't know. I don't think I saw the movie. When you say Corey Haim, I think
Corey
of Lost
Haim,
Boys.
Winona Ryder.
Was he even in Lost Boys? Am I crazy?
Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was the stud athlete in the movie, and Cary Green, and Courtney Thorne-Smith. Lucas. Remember Lucas?
Oh, I saw Lucas.
Lucas was a great movie. Filmed in San Clemente.
Well, that's right. He was Lucas, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Corey Haim.
Corey Haim was Lucas.
Yeah. Boy, I barely remember that. I haven't seen that since I was 7, 8 years old.
You ever stop
maybe
and
10.
spend time in San Clemente?
No, I never
travels to San Diego?
No.
San Clemente's nice.
You know, I don't go to San Diego very often. I don't know
San
anything I
Clemente
do.
is a lot like it's like a better version of Pismo Beach.
Right. We adopted our dog from San Diego. That's the only time I've been down there in the last 10, 12 years.
Okay.
Now that Alaska's got the flight, I'm planning on spending a little bit more time down there.
But then you can't stop in beautiful San Clemente.
Yeah, that's very true. Let's see. So the Officer Cortez was responding to a report of a man stealing wine and batteries from a 7-Eleven in San Clemente. And once at the store, she searched the guy, found out he had stolen credit cards. She put the credit card in her shirt. And I don't know if she just forgot to turn it in as evidence, got home and had this idea, or if it was the plan all along. But she never turned the card into the evidence locker. She later gave the card to her son, who used it to make some purchases.
Her son?
Her son, yes. She gave it to her son.
Oh.
Said, here, use this credit card.
Oh, this should work. You need lunch money? Use this.
And I don't know what her excuse is. She's been placed on administrative leave. She's obviously saying that she didn't do it on purpose because there's an investigation into it. This isn't looking good. Do you think maybe she reached into her pocket, she had a couple credit cards in there, and she gave her son the wrong one? I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
But that's
I don't know about you, but most people keep their credit cards in a wallet.
You doubt it, but will a jury doubt it?
Right? So, congratulations, Officer Cortez.
Yeah, not a good time, like you mentioned earlier, not a good time to be a police officer in the court of public opinion. So, yeah.
Yeah, just If I'm another police officer, I am so pissed right now at all these other idiots. He's already got enough stacked against you. Officer Cortez, you are Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOC.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We load, you cart, you save.
Jeff and Jeremy here. Red Zone Challenge tonight. We got a couple. We got a doubleheader, right? We got 2 football games tonight. If you have not signed up and made your picks yet, it's okay. You got plenty of time. It's all brought to you by our friends down in Santa Maria.
Pick the games that were played yesterday.
Donahue Truck Centers. No, but they drop your worst like 3 or 4 weeks. So you're good to go. Just get in today, make your picks. Tell us who your favorite classic rock artist is or band. And if you win the weekly thing, you get to actually pick the songs that we play Monday through Friday throughout the week, 4 times a day, 8:20, 12:20, 5:20, and 7:20. All the details and more information at kzoz.com.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about a telegram and a lock of President Lincoln's hair that had blood
on it. Yeah, I remember that.
That was given to the postmaster after he was murdered. And the historical value of it fetching, what was it? They thought $40,000 or something along
Pretty
those
high,
lines.
yeah. They finally sell that thing?
I don't know. I haven't followed up on that, but I'm convinced that as a society, historical things we are just going to put in the past and not even pay attention to at all. I mean, that could arguably be one of the most historic things that you could buy at auction, and it was about to get 40,000 at the time when we were talking about it. We were talking about a sheep that got 495,000 at auction.
Check this out real quick. This is a description of it.
This is a lock of President Abraham Lincoln's hair that was taken at the autopsy on April 15th, 1865. And it was common for people to be gifted locks of hair. People collected hair of famous people in those days.
Oh, so we didn't know that, did we?
Right.
And this has got blood on it.
We've sold clippings of Lincoln before, and we expect this one, because it's so special, to sell for around $100,000.
Oh, okay, 100,000. That's not so bad. That does not make me as mad then, because that was in, when did it say 1865 was when he was murdered? In 2005, which is only 15 years ago, a young Ed Sheeran had recorded his first demo.
Oh, really?
And it was found, and they sold it at auction. How much do you think Ed Sheeran's demo sold for at auction?
Ed Sheeran is a pretty popular artist, right? Even though I don't listen to him, and I'm not too familiar
Ed Sheeran
with him.
historically is important as Abraham Lincoln.
No, not even close.
Okay.
So, I don't know, 25?
$80,000.
Wow.
$80,000.
He must have quite the following.
Is what his first demo sold for at auction. I mean, couldn't you just ask him to record it right now? And he'd be like, yeah, sure, I can record it.
That's not even Phill Collins.
You can't ask
What
Abraham.
would Phill Collins' first demo go
You can't
for?
ask Abraham Lincoln, not as much as Ed Sheeran.
Huey Lewis in the news, for God's sakes.
You can't ask Abraham Lincoln to go get murdered again.
Okay, is Ed Sheeran bigger in the 2000s than Huey Lewis and Phill Collins were in the 80s?
I'm going to say no, only because the options are more plentiful in the now. Music,
Yeah, right,
is
all kinds of
everywhere.
stuff.
I mean, you could get it anywhere. I mean, we give it to you on the reg, but back in the 80s, we were the only ones giving it to you on the reg.
How do we spell Sheeran? Is that Eeram?
Now,
Like Sheer?
I mean, you just type something in and you get 7 videos delivered on your internet for you, and you can listen to the song.
How do I figure out how many hits this guy had? Sheeran released extended. Yeah, that's a tough one. How many number one hits did Ed Sheeran have? All right, let's look here. 12 number ones. All right. Now I'm going to do Phill Collins. Do you think Phil has more or less than 12 number one hits? I'm going to say more.
Less.
You're going to say less. All right. Phill Collins, greatest hits. What are how many number one hits? Here we go. Phill Collins, $34 million. Hold on a second. How many number one hits did Phill Collins have?
There's no way he
Grammy
had
Academy
34.
Award solo artist Phill Collins has sold more than $34.5 million. States 150 million records sold. He had 41 music videos, EPs, singles. Come on, are we ever going to get to?
Does this include Genesis stuff? Because that would have a big bearing.
No, Phill Collins. It would not
just
be,
his solo stuff.
Yeah,
only his solo stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's got that many hits. I know you're a big fan, and that's why you're.
Oh, he has a ton of hits.
Banging that drum like he does.
He was huge in the 80s. I mean, everything was a hit.
Fine. Yeah, no, I understand. I get it. I get it. But isn't it more of an accomplishment now to have a number one hit when guys can't even sell anything that's measurable? I mean, you're selling digital downloads. You're selling, how many times a video was viewed on a stream, as a play. I mean, I think it's harder now to quantify what a number one hit is versus back in the 80s where they're like, okay, Huey Lewis and the News sold, 6 million copies of Sports last year. That was the number one album last year. You only had limited choices. Now, albums and CDs aren't even something that's measurable.
You know what sucks about Google is you have to keep hitting more, and it takes you to a new page. I think he had even more than that. Hold on, 3, 2, 1.
No, you're hoping that he had more than that for your argument's sake. Phill Collins, in your search, you didn't even listen to a word I said, and I said it's harder now to have a number one hit. You have more competition.
Okay. I don't know. Google, it says damn it.
You're like that guy on that Zoom call.
I'm just frustrated right now because Google, I typed in Phill Collins number one hits, and then there was 6 of them, and it says click here for the rest of them, and then it took me to another page, and now I've got 20 songs in front of me.
Why can't you just go to his Wikipedia page?
I was on his Wikipedia page, Jeff.
And?
God dang it. What's wrong with this stupid thing? Oh, God.
Hits.
Phill Collins, number one hits. Just show them. Here we go. Easy Lover, In the Air Tonight, Another Day in Paradise, You'll Be in My Heart, You Can't Hurry Love, 15 more. But then I can't click on it. How many number one hits does Phill Collins have? Same thing. You can't just give me an answer? I mean, you're a research tool. Phill Collins, number one hits.
This is an old guy getting mad at technology. You're just tuning in.
I'm not quitting. How many Phill Collins number one hits?
How about this? I'm going to settle this score right now, okay?
41. I don't even know if that's right.
Number one, that seems like a lot.
How many top 40 Phill Collins hits have there
Phill
been?
Collins is a wealthy man. He is...
you going to settle this by...
estimated to be roughly worth $260 million.
So mad right now.
$60 million. $260 million. Let's see what Eddie is. Ed Sheeran is worth $160 million. But one would argue that he's only 29 years old and he's got a lot more to earn. Whereas,
plus, you earn a lot more today than you did in the 80s and 90s.
Do you?
80s.
Do you?
15.
Because I think there's more competition now, which is what you've not been listening to me say the last 5 minutes while you're trying to look up how many number one hits.
But it doesn't matter because he has
Phill
a lot
Collins
of... Okay, you sound like a broken record. Yes, I heard you. Shut up.
Well, I just want to know that you're actually absorbing what I am telling you. I think it is harder to have a number one hit today than was in the past. Because you had publicists, and the publicists would reach radio stations, and they'd say, "Hey, let us take you out to lunch." And then the boss jock would be like, "Okay, yeah, we can play more Ed Sheeran songs because you just bought me a pizza. Hell yeah!"
That's a pretty good boss jock you're doing right there. I got one more.
I learned from the best. And I love how you automatically have to quantify it by hits. That's boss jock.
Oh, I want to know.
That is boss jock through and through. Right there. Oh, yeah, how many number one hits do you have?
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Well, that took way too long, but apparently he had 7 number one hits, 14 top 10 hits. His 7 number one hits were Groovy Kind of Love. We're talking about Phill Collins if you're joining us.
So not as many
Against All Odds,
not as
Easy
many as
Lover,
Ed Sheeran.
Something Happened on the Way to Heaven,
And a Time
You Can't
That Was
Hurry
Easier.
Love, Separate Lives, Can't Stop Loving You.
in a time that was easier.
You'll Be in My Heart,
to score
Hero,
a number one
and
hit
Every Day.
because there was a lot less competition. He had less number one
I don't think
hits
there was
than
less
Ed
competition.
Sheeran.
I think there was just as many artists back then as there are now. Actually, there was probably more because people listened to music more
Less genres.
back then. Because
I should say there was less genres then. Now there's a genre for every artist. Like people don't even like to be lumped into a genre anymore because they're like, this is my kind of music. This is just the music I do.
What was that loser's name we were comparing him to?
Ed Sheeran. Not not a loser. He had, was it 13? I think that's what it was.
I don't think it's even true.
Well, it says in the people.
How many number one hits did Ed Sheeran have? 12 number ones. Come on. Are you serious? How come I don't know any of them?
So while you got caught in a wormhole, I got caught in a wormhole too. And an out and out lie. Billy writes in on the 805 text lines. And he says, Lucas didn't take place in San Clemente. So I had to look it up. And
you thought it was San Clemente.
What movie took place in San Clemente?
I don't know. God, are we going to start?
There was some coming of age movie that took place in San Clemente because don't they reference in Lucas locusts coming back, or am I getting it confused because it's named Lucas? It took place in Chicago. Lucas did. And what I've seen, and it's been so long since I've seen Lucas. I mean, I probably saw it a year or two after it came out, so 86, 87 is when I saw it sometime in the late 80s, I would imagine. So now we're just continue to be the fountain of misinformation on your Monday morning. I hope you're enjoying it. But now I am hell bent on finding out.
I guess there was an actual movie in 1982 called San Clemente.
Which movie I am trying to figure
Isn't there
out?
a prison in San Clemente?
Nah, maybe on the island. There's a San Clemente island.
That's what it is.
And there's San Clemente. But
was it the movie 12 Days? Does that sound familiar to you? Okay.
I have all the movies that list San Clemente as filming locations, and the most famous is Vertigo, and that came out in the 50s. And I can't find any coming of age movies that were big enough for me to see that were filmed in San Clemente. And it's driving me absolutely
See, now you know
insane.
how I feel about the Phill Collins thing.
I'm like, it's
driving me nuts.
I know there's a movie that was filmed in San Clemente and had football based around it, and I don't know what it was. I thought for sure.
Unnecessary roughness?
No.
Oh.
No. Coming of age. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I dreamt this. Maybe I drove through San Clemente once and I was like, oh, this looks like the place that they filmed Lucas.
Well, we know it wasn't Rudy.
Definitely not Rudy.
Was it Draft Day? You know what I'm doing now, don't you?
Yes, you're reading
Silver
off,
Linings Playbook?
You're reading off football movies.
The Blind Side? No.
Mm-mm.
It was before that, right? Because you started talking about coming of age. So let's get Carter High? Marshall? I don't know. Oh, let's see here. The Longest Yard? No. Yeah, sorry. You can let us know. 805.
I don't think there it is.
543.
This is something that I've dreamt up.
3693.